Cinephiles and YouTubers, welcome back to another edition of Nerd with me. John Ricky here, and today is a review about a classic crime drama. In my opinion, this movie is probably one of the best cops and robbers movie ever made. It's a movie called Heat, released in 1995. Directed by Michael Mann. Man, I gotta say, 1995 was a good year. There's a whole bunch of classic movies that came out at that time, like Casino, Braveheart, Usual Suspects, Apollo 13, among others. The 12 Monkeys. But this crime drama was just one of the best movies I have ever seen, and probably has one of the best robbery scenes / gun battles this side of Saving Private Ryan. We'll get to that later. The film is directed by Michael Mann. You may have heard of his work. He did The Insider with Russell Crowe and Al Pacino, Last of the Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis, Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx, amazing. But this, I think, is his crown jewel. One reason is the fact that the story is so simple. And I can sum it up to you in just a few sentences. Basically, cops and robbers clash over the latest heist that the robbers did. That's it. That's what this movie is basically about. But the genius of this film is that they have such deep and such well fleshed out characters that it goes beyond just that very simple premise. You get a whole lot out of it. And it's a long film. The movie is 2 hours and 50 minutes long, but I tell you this, you are so enthralled with the story, with the action, with the suspense, with the characters, that you don't feel that runtime at all. It just breezes by at a very smooth pace. It almost feels like a great massage, where you're just like, oh shoot, it's over? What? Wow, that was amazing. This movie is really based on like a film actor's, heavyweight bout. Because the main leads of both teams, both the heist crew and the police task squad that's tracking down the heist crew, are led by two legends. Al Pacino as the police officer and Robert De Niro as the master thief. And that's one of the main selling points of this film, is the fact that this is the first time you see greats like Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and they're facing off against each other. They haven't acted in the same film since Godfather 2, even though they were playing father and son in different timelines. But everyone wanted to see this ever since. Because they're heavyweights. They're amazing. And they are in the perfect roles in this film. Because both characters, Vincent Hanna, Al Pacino, and Neil McCauley, who is Robert De Niro, they're both great at their craft. They just happen to be on the opposite sides of the law. Al Pacino as the cop and De Niro as the bank robber. And that's one of the great dynamics about this. You see these characters not only for what they do, but also in their personal lives, how they live, how they love their family, or how they deal with everyday struggles besides doing the jobs that they can't do without. They show how Al Pacino's character is so dedicated to catching guys like Robert De Niro that his whole personal life is always in shambles. He's been married 3 times, all of them ending with divorce, just whole situation. And Al Pacino's character, how his crew is like his family, especially one character Val Kilmer plays. He sees him as like either a brother or just his family, and he wants to do right by them. He wants to get the money, he wants to go, but he's all about business. And that's the wonderful dynamic. Like, you can actually see both characters be switched around and it would be the same story, because Al Pacino seems like he'd be way in like De Niro's character would be. He's just about his job. Both of them are about their job. And basically, they're like two sides of the same coin, which also brings one of the best scenes in the movie, which is really just them having coffee in the middle of the movie. No explosions, no gunshots, no nothing. It's just two men who are at the top of their game and just filling each other out. You know, just having a coffee and really just sparring that way. And it's a beautiful scene. Val Kilmer in here, I mean, he's amazing as Robert De Niro's number 2 guy. You know, got a gambling problem, so on and so forth. Married to Ashley Judd, who's looking gorgeous in this movie, and plus, I mean, she acts her ass off, and they have a tumultuous relationship. It's a really well put together movie. I mean, just stuff like that. You get that on both sides of the fence. You know, you get the family life of police officers, you get the family life of the criminals, as well as them doing their jobs, being about their business. It's an amazing, methodical, emotional, and just well put together, well-rounded cast of characters you probably will ever see on film. The music in this movie is so soothing yet with an edge. It's almost like it's almost like a snake putting you to sleep or something like that. You ever see those snake tamers and how they're playing with them and everything like that? It just feels like it's hypnotic. And that's what the music feels like. I mean, it just works so perfectly, kind of lulls you, but then, boom, at the drop of a hat, stuff happens. And the action in here is just so smooth. I mean, it is just beautifully choreographed, well thought out, particularly with the bank robbery in, I believe, the second act of the movie. Like, in the middle of the movie, there's this big, huge, like maybe 10-15 minute bank robbery, which is just long enough, but it feels so real. Mainly because Michael Mann, the director, decided it would be a good idea to just use on-set audio. Like, it sounds so real. You'll watch that movie, put it in with your surround sound, and you'll feel like you're getting shot at, because that's how realistic it feels. Wow. And that brings me to the pacing. The pacing is so good. This is like a beautiful day at sea. You know, you're just adrift at sea. It gets rocky sometimes, but it just smoothly eases back into a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a wave. That's it. But you get those tsunamis, and then it just smoothly goes back to just being calm. The structure of this film is just impeccable. I mean, like I said, it is a 2-hour and 50-minute movie. But I tell you, I can't see anything getting cut out of this film without it being significantly noticeable. Because everything in here, there's no fat, it's not like Transformers where you can cut out half the daggone movie and be like, yeah, that's a better movie. No, you need each and every one of these beats, these scenes that just work out and flesh out the characters so well. Beautifully written. Michael Mann made a crime masterpiece. And on that note, this film, Heat, it gets a beautiful grade of
I'll be back.
And I have gone back quite a few times. I had it on VHS. If y'all don't know what that is, it's before DVD. I had it on DVD, and I have it on Blu-ray. I recommend you go see it. I mean, it's worth seeing. It's one of those movies you got to see before you die. Find it on Hulu, find it on Amazon Prime, find it on Netflix. If you can, check it out. Do not delay. Anyway, that's it for this week, YouTubers and Cine Files. Take care and watch great movies. Peace.